Afternoon, students. Let us just summarize Module 2 for you, which is Human Resource Provisions. I'll just quickly look at the important definitions. I'm also very cautious of your data, so I won't eat a lot of your data. Just the 3 definitions there which are key on page 27. First one is recruitment. Look at the definition there of recruitment, which is defined as the timely and cost-effective search for and identification of a suitable supply of candidates from within or outside an organization to fill a vacant position. So that's the definition there of recruitment. It goes on to say it's a two-way process that includes searching for, identifying, attracting, and appointing suitable candidates from an available pool of labor locally or nationally to the vacancies that exist within the organization by means of various methods. So there are various methods that are used when you do recruitment. Then you go to the next one, which is screening and selection. In screening, they talk about elimination of applications in which the characteristics do not match the minimum requirements of the job, and may even involve holding preliminary interviews with a number of candidates who appear suitable from their written application. That's the screening, whereby you are eliminating those that are not matching or they are not suitable. Then the selection part is whereby the organization identifies the candidate whose competencies are the best match for the job that is in question. So that's now the selection. And then with the selection, you may also just read the other pages, like the processes, the selection process. You can find that on page 28, page 29, and page 30. You also find the competencies, types of assessments on page 30. And also I want you to pay attention to page 31, the reasons for testing while doing the selection. They like to ask this question around types of tests, validity and the reliability of tests. You need to differentiate between criterion validity and content validity. You must know the difference between those two. Employment equity, which is the next page. It's also about now when you do the selection that you need to make sure that you cover the affirmative action part, which is about compelling the employer to actually employ people from previously disadvantaged groups, so that all the employment processes and procedures adhere to this proportional representation of all persons. So that's affirmative action. There, whereby companies may rely on their policies, which are designed to make sure that they balance the imbalances of the past, and to make sure that people who were not given preference or previously disadvantaged are now given opportunities in the workplace as well. After the employment equity and so on, then you come to the placement and induction. You need to know also that once the selection has been done, a person needs to be placed now so that they can perform their job well, and that is called placement. But before everything happens, induction, before a person is actually familiar or is expected to perform, there has to be an induction, which is a process where a person is received and welcomed as an employee so that they can fit in the organization. So basically that is module 2. I've just tried to summarize it. Next time we'll look at human resource maintenance, which is about compensation as well as management. So please do answer those questions that I gave you earlier. around this module, I'll also be giving more and more question papers, previous question papers, and unfortunately that's the way we can push this. Given the circumstances at the moment, we can only try and push ourselves and study hard so that we can perform and give good results. I think